Alright guys, well, I got bored at home kinda, so nice cool day in the upper 50s, so I thought I'd maybe come out here and piddle around and get a few things done. That's basically what the winter time's gonna mean for me here, is when I get sick of being at home, just come out here and piddle fart around. Some of the trees are still hanging on to quite a bit of leaves, so before I go ahead and start gathering some of these up for the garden, I'm going to go ahead and let the rest of the leaves fall another couple weeks. Today I'm going to go ahead and take down all that fencing in the garden, and I'm going to have a look at my tiller and see which parts I need exactly. Because the last time I used it, there was a pulley that was coming off of it, and it kept throwing the belt off every 10 seconds, so I got to kind of fix that up, and then I'll go ahead and till that under another good time before winter time. So we'll get that taken care of. Hopefully next year the weather will be a little more cooperative, not just for me, but for all the folks in this neighborhood, in this area. Pretty much everybody got washed out this year, just too much darn rain, so we'll hope for a better experience next year. The other thing I'm going to try to do today is clean at least most of this up. I'm going to go ahead and put the boards back in my little trailer over there and try to shovel a lot of this up and haul it off back over there to the dump. Okay, so I got all my fencing down and got my tomato cages pulled up and everything. These posts are in there pretty good, but I kind of walled them out. We're supposed to get about an inch of rain tonight, so I'm hoping, since I walled all these out, I got that one out, but I'm hoping since I walled them all out that that rain might loosen them up a bit. And I can always just grab a 2x4 and put a block down or something and pry them up out of the ground real easy. But I've got other stuff to do today. So in case you guys weren't kind of understanding what I'm planning on doing. Okay. You can kind of see that there are still rows in this. The rows are fine and make it handy to walk up and down and pick stuff, but it wastes a lot of space. So what I'm going to do next spring is, well, this fall, here in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to take my tiller and I'm going to till all this up in both directions probably 2 or 3 times and make this all, you know, one loose flat surface again, instead of having all these rows. And then obviously, you know, all the leaves that are already on there are just going to get tilled under. And all these posts will be gone. So then once it's all level and loose, then I'll go ahead and start throwing the cow poop to it. And I'm going to fill this whole thing at least probably about 3 inches deep of cow poop. And then I'll go around, and I've got a leaf blower that has a mulcher attachment on it, and I'll walk around here and suck up a bunch of these leaves and put 4 or 5 inches of shredded up leaves on top of the cow poop. Then next year when it's time to plant, I'm not going to till it or anything. The 3 or 4 inches of cow poop and then 4 or 5 inches of leaves should be enough to maybe suppress most of the weeds. And what I'll do is I'll just dig down through the leaves and the cow poop into dirt when I go to put my plants in. But I'm going to make like hoops. Like this fencing right here is a good example. It'll only be, you know, one strand. It won't be doubled up like this, but I just rolled this up for storage. But it'll be about that big. You know, that's about 2.5 or 3 foot across. And what I'll do is I'll just go around and plant, you know, like tomato plant, tomato plant, tomato plant, you know, 5 or 6 tomato plants around each hoop. And I'm going to make several hoops in here. And then the tomato plants will just grow up in the wire and everything and be supported. So, and that way I've got 6 tomato plants where, you know, normally over here, the tomato plants are 2 foot apart. You know, within that 2 foot, you know, 3 foot section, you know, there's 6 tomato plants instead of 2 or 3. So hopefully that'll save me quite a bit of space, and I'll do the same thing with the cucumbers, and I'll make just as many hoops as I've got wire here. So, but I'm not going to till it. I don't know what I'm going to do with my old beast of a tiller, but probably just hang on to it just in case. But I don't plan on tilling it after that. I'll just go ahead and every other year or so just keep adding stuff to it. But anyway, I guess that's enough of that. So that chore is done. I just got to pull the posts on another day. Hopefully that rain will kind of help us out. Now on to this crap. Should not have been done in the first place, but it's done, so now I got to clean it up. So I guess I'll do that. I might not video too much of it, maybe a little bit. Okay, well, there's one load loaded. Got maybe almost half of it. Not quite, but almost half. Because it came all the way out to here. Let's go take it to the dump. Okay, so here's the dump. Basically, we just throw a bunch of trash and stuff in there, and every once in a while, my father or brother-in-law will come over here and just set it on fire. When they remodel rent houses and stuff like that, all the crap like sinks and all that kind of crap, pretty much all the debris, you know, when renters leave behind a house full of trash and stuff like that, here's where it comes. We just dump it all in there and set it on fire. And then about once a year they'll come in with a tractor and scoop out whatever doesn't burn and haul it off to a landfill or the recycling center. A lot of times there'll be a bunch of metal and stuff left, and sometimes when the price is up, right now the price on scrap metal is only $12 a ton. When, you know, this time last year it was like $120 a ton. So it's pretty low right now, but when the price on metal's up, they could scoop this out, you know, once a year or whatever, make $200 or $300 off of it. So, but anyway, that's where all this is going, in there. Alright, well, there's that load. And these stinking cows are going nuts. They're just standing there staring at me. What are you looking at? Well, anyway, this is what makes it a pain to do stuff, to bring stuff to this pile. It's because when those stinking cows are in here, getting in is no problem. But when I go to leave, they're all probably, most likely, going to follow me straight down to that gate and then bunch up all around me, and it's going to be a pain in the butt trying to get through the gate. Look at them. Don't follow me. Yeah, look at this. I gotta hurry. Well, they were right on my tail anyway. This is kind of not easy doing one-handed. There we go. Ha ha! I'm out here, you're in there. Now they'll just stand here for hours. Dadgummit. Well, I guess that's probably about the end of the junk hauling today. I'll have to just wait, I guess. Because I don't feel like chasing down cows that push through the gate. Sometimes they won't, sometimes they'll stay back, but every once in a while one of them will get a wild hair up its butt and charge through the gate, and I don't feel like chasing any cows down today. Just to give you a reference of where this spot, this field right here is, well, I deer hunt right over there, about a quarter of a mile that way, and you can just barely see the roof of the shed right there. So it's just up and over that hill. So I won't have to go far to shoot a deer. Well, those cows down there kind of put the kibosh on that for today, because they'll be standing there bellowing at that gate for hours. But I really want to get this place cleaned up over the winter time. That way it's a little more manageable during the summer. I'm going to take all these tree stumps down to the ground, and well below the ground level if I can get them down that far. Dig them out a little bit and maybe cut them off and then bury them back. But yeah, I need to get all this stuff cleaned up where I can mow the whole thing next summer. Over in there, right here's the edge of the garden. You probably can't see it, but it's right along there. And on this side is just tons of rocks and crap. So I couldn't mow it this year, and it grew all up. And then all this down in here, I'd like to go through here over this winter time and clean all this stuff up. There's, you know, big huge rocks everywhere. And I want to get all this cleaned up so I can mow all the way this, you know, through the whole thing over to that fence right there. There you can see the fence and a bellowing cow. Well, there's that still there. But yeah, there's old rotten logs and just rocks everywhere. But this is a pretty big area over here. I'd like to be able to get it all mowed down and get the property looking pretty good, you know, before the house is close to done, which shouldn't be too hard to do. I might have to do a section at a time. So like I said, there's a pretty big area over here. So but I would like to get it all cleaned up. There's just rocks everywhere. It's going to take forever and a day to pick all this up to where I can get a riding lawnmower through here. Forever and a day. Oh, and another thing I've kind of changed my mind on. This septic tank right here, which you can't see, but it's right there. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is a no-go, because I don't want to mess with sewage pumps and crap like that. So instead of going uphill this way, I'll just come out wherever my blocks were that were open. Oh, right here. Yeah, I'll just come out of my blocks there. And then I thought about going off down this way and putting a lagoon in right in there somewhere. I'll just have somebody come out and dig me a 10-foot wide by 5 or 6 foot deep hole just right in here somewhere, and then just let it gravity flow down into that. That way I don't have to mess with trying to hook up a sewage pump to pump this crap uphill. See, that septic tank, when my wife's mom and dad lived here 25 or so years ago, they had a trailer that they lived in here. But they had their trailer up a little ways, like right about in there and long ways. The back of the trailer might have been where the front of my foundation is. So from up there to the septic tank was downhill. If only it was just another 20 feet down, then it would be perfect, but I'm just gonna have to dig out a little lagoon back here, and then I can just run my 4-inch pipe out that foundation block and then just bring it out and run it downhill, because this is definitely downhill. So then I won't have to worry about replacing sewage pumps or getting clogs and all that kind of crap. So I think that's the better way to go. And then most all of the places where there's drains, you know, that would have to drain into the sewage line are pretty much all on this back wall, with exception of one toilet that we're going to put in the utility room. So anyway, I really want to get this place cleaned up, because it could look real nice out here. And we're thinking about planting some fruit trees out here. They won't really bear fruit for 3 or 4 years after you plant them. But by the time we get the house built and moved out here, you know, they'll be bearing fruit every year, but still be young trees. So thought about maybe 2 or 3 different kinds of apple tree. And then there's a type of peach tree that will grow in Missouri, and I don't remember what exactly the type was, but I didn't figure peaches would grow here, but apparently there's a certain type that will, so that's kind of exciting. And then we have our little pear tree, our little semi-dwarf Kiefer pear tree that's planted in our yard in town. We'll have to dig it up and bring it out here. Oh boy. But anyway, I'm thinking about unstacking those stacks of cinder blocks this winter and moving them over into the foundation and stacking them up on the inside, just to get them kind of out of the way a little bit. But I don't know, that's, you know, kind of unnecessary. And there's plenty of other stuff to do that needs to be done first. I've kind of got that side over there on the other side of the well house and electric pole. I've kind of got it pretty well cleaned up. And then, you know, all this is what I've mowed this year. And all of this ground, you know, 2 years ago was just as bad as any of this. I mean, it was, you know, head tall and thick throughout the whole thing. So it did pretty good after just one time of mowing it down. And that's what I'll do this year too. In the springtime, when everything starts to turn green, before it starts growing, I'll go ahead and start mowing it down, and it'll never get that tall. That's what I did here. I kind of mowed it before the grass even really started growing, and never gave it a chance to get very tall. But all that over there and back off in there is going to be a pain in the butt. But it would be real nice to have all that cleaned up and be able to mow the entire thing. That way I don't end up with, you know, all that kind of crap growing up everywhere. Makes it look bad. But I guess that's it for me for today. Those cows are still all bunched up down there. I wanted to get that done, but I got it about half done. And then I need to pick up some of this stuff. I need to find a place to put my rolls of wire so they don't get stolen. I might hide them over there on the other side of that shed. Yeah, I probably will. I'm going to come out here probably Monday, maybe Sunday, Monday, something like that. And I'm going to go ahead and start doing some blocks again. I need to come on here and make sure my water's still flowing, because the cows have been up in there, so they might have messed it up. Man, that's got some good pressure. Well, apparently it still works, so. Alrighty. I'll go ahead and finish cleaning up and putting my wire up and everything. And I need to take a look at that tiller and see what kind of washers or whatever I might need to fix that pulley. Whew. This is my favorite time of year to be working on stuff. You know, when it's like 55 degrees out here, and I can wear, you know, an undershirt and a long sleeve flannel shirt and be comfortable. That's what I really like. I don't like to sweat. I really don't. I will, as everybody has seen me do plenty of times before, but I don't really like it. I still sweat when it's 30 degrees outside anyway, but I enjoy it a lot more when it's cool like that. But anyway, I'll stop blabbering, and I guess that's my day. Stupid cows mess me up, but I really don't feel like chasing any of them today, so I guess I'll have to do it another day. Alright, we'll catch you guys next time.